So what are we doing tonight, you ask? Well, I've always had this thought. There are 9 vanilla Pokemon games, right? And I've done some attempts, but I've never been able to finish a single full attempt of a Nuzlocke on any of them or any other game. So now, I'm going to be running all 9 of them in a row with hardcore Nuzlocke rules, limited documentation, and calcs. And if I lose in any of them, I have to start over from the very beginning. I'm level 50 Hornist, and now you are watching Nuzlocke Generations. So I've got rules that I'll go over, but if y'all aren't familiar, feel free to ask questions. What is a Nuzlocke? Already, I just explained it. But okay, basically it's a challenge run of Pokemon. So you normally catch the first Pokemon in each route that you see. Regardless, you have to catch it. There's some specifics of that which we'll get into. If a Pokemon faints, it dies. If all of the Pokemon in your party faint, you lose. You have to start the whole thing again. I am playing all 9 of the games in a row, all 9 of the vanilla games in a row. If I lose in any of them, I have to start all 9 of the games again. This is basically Pantheon 5 of the Nuzlocke games, or of the vanilla games. If I can only level to the highest level of the next boss trainer's highest level Pokemon, so I have a list of those over here. Basically, that's what level cap means. I have to play on set mode. God, my mic is peaking. I think it's probably fine. Because, like, it's not that loud. It's not that loud. Wipe them out. All of them. Sorry. Earworms. And can't use healing items in battle. I'm also hacking rare candies in because I'm not going to grind. And I'm adding a couple other things. A couple other small things. One which will become apparent when we get to the Elite Four. And one which will become apparent when we finish this game. We'll talk about that then. But then one that I think is kind of interesting. I'm also using I'm allowing myself to look as much stuff up as I want, but I'm gonna avoid like documentation and calculation as much as I possibly can, because I want this to feel more like more dynamic for me. I don't really care about what it looks like on stream, but I want it to feel more dynamic for me because I like the feeling of playing it that way a little bit better. I always have. One of the reasons I haven't done this more is because I find like the more dynamic fights of like competitive Pokemon a little bit more entertaining. Anyway, we'll get into that later. If I need to calc, I certainly will to beat this, because I'm going to beat this one way or another. But there's another rule that will become important, and that's that I think it will be interesting to force myself to not ever switch back and forth between 2 Mons. Basically, this is not going to prevent like PP stalling or anything like that, but it does make it more interesting. So basically what this means is if I have like 2 immunities, this is not going to matter in this game necessarily as much, but if, for instance, if I have like flying type, ground type, and I'm going between, and I'm facing something that has an electric and a ground move both, and I'm going back and forth between those, then I'm forcing myself to weave in a 3rd switch between those, so I can't just go back and forth, basically. That's really nitty gritty. Anybody that is watching that knows what that means, good on you. I think that's really interesting. That might come back to bite me in the ass. I think that's maybe the most interesting thing that I'm doing. That's the majority of it. The first run that I'm doing, I'm setting a baseline. I'm not adding any information. Eventually I'm going to have to start studying to figure all of this out. I'm going to have to study like AI. I'm going to have to study type chart because I'm essentially casual at this point. But so I'm going in with just the knowledge that I have from having played these games as much as I have and watched whatever content I have. This first attempt is going to be just a baseline, and should be a disaster. I mean, they're vanilla games; they're not that hard. But yeah, should be fun. Let's try it. Let's get into it.